now I'd like to introduce Mark Forsyth, please.
Thank you. I'm afraid I can't follow that for the sublime and the beautiful, but I'm far, far below. But that was absolutely wonderful. I'm going to read. It's like the Alien. That final scene where it goes for Sigourney Weaver right up against her face. I'm going to read. I wrote a book about the strange words for things which everything in the world has a name, because everything in the world has a professional who has to deal with it, or somebody at some point has said that we need to give that a name. And the microphone technicians will have a name for that. What it is, I don't know. And a lot of my names are taken out of old dictionaries and obscure dictionaries, but I just want to read you a little bit about the supermarket, because we all go to supermarkets every day or every other day, and there is a name for everything in there. To the uninitiated, supermarkets can seem like rather boring places. Places, indeed, that you just go to buy things in. But to the initiated, they are palaces of poetry. For starters, do you see those lines of freestanding two-sided shelves that divide the aisles? They are not called freestanding two-sided shelves, because that would be much too dull for the race of poets that manage supermarkets. They are called gondolas, because to the romantic mind of the retail manager, they resemble nothing so much as a Venetian punt. This marine motif is taken up with the standalone displays, the little tubs of crisps or tights or whatever it is that is on offer, which are called islands, lapped by waves of customers like a consumer ocean. And look up, those strings and bars suspended from the ceiling are the aisle leapers, strange, sure-footed godlings who jump above us, laughing at the mortals below, and their role in the great mythology is to support the danglers, the pennants that advertise 20, 30, and 40% off selected products. If the danglers are made of such a material that they may sway in the soft zephyrs of the air conditioning, they are wobblers, which are thus the super-mercantile equivalent of cherubim. Nothing is too fantastical for the inherently magical mind of the retail manager. The light thief, a creature never imagined by the Brothers Grimm, is their name for a display that has no illumination of its own, but, painted in merry fluorescent colors and bejeweled with reflective surfaces, steals the light of others and shines itself. In traditional supermarket folklore, the light thief is the eternal enemy of the shelf miser, that little tray affixed to the side of the gondola that sticks out a bit into the aisle and thus contains more goods than traditional oral quality would allow. The shelf miser beetles o'er the price channel, that thin strip where the costs of items and their everyday low price are shown, and casts his niggardly shadow upon the tick band, that little strip a few inches high at the base of the gondola that is darkly coloured so as not to show up the marks of scuffing shoes or the drips from an unruly mop. There is high and low. Those cardboard things around the top of the bottle, they are bottle glorifiers. Those hard plastic packs that contain the product in a little bubble and are absolutely impossible to open, they're blister packs. Nothing in the supermarkets is what it seems to the dreary crowds who know not its glories. They pass by discounts that are for a limited period only without realizing that they are standing next to an exploding offer. Where two products compete for shelf space, or facing as it is anthropomorphically called, they fight to the death. And if those two products are manufactured by the same parent company, this fight is known to bloodthirsty retail outlets as cannibalism. So when Coca-Cola competes with Sprite, Magnum with Cornetto, or Tampax with Always Ultra, the retail manager sees brother eating the body of brother. No mere Venetian gondola, idle upon its sleepy canal, ever held such scenes of anthropophagy, where sibling devours the flesh of sibling while the offers detonate below. And at checkout, you suddenly find love. For when you're given a store card or collect points towards a future purchase, this is known as romancing the customer. Of course, the romance is really just someone making calculations and offering you what they can afford to give in exchange for your favours. But all romance is like that, really. It's best to get along with it. As we're in a pub, I just want to read something I don't usually get a chance to read, because I usually do these things in libraries and other very dull places without alcohol available. But two of my favourite definitions. Wankle, by the way, means unsteady. The result of wankle hands is that whatever you're fuddling, which means drinking, tends to divide itself neatly between your mouth, where it should be, and your nice clean top, where it shouldn't. The resulting spots were called the tears of the tankard by 18th century drinkers, and in the messier officers' mess of the Second World War, they were called canteen medals, on the basis that they tend to end up just where the silverware would on parade day. There are though worse stains than the tankard's tears that can befall a fuddler through no fault of their own. Sailors used to refer to the Admiral of the Narrow Seas. This from a real dictionary, I'm not making this up. One who from drunkenness vomits into the lap of the person sitting opposite. This is pretty bad and can ruin the whole atmosphere of the snuggery. However, it gets worse, or at least it does if you take your shoes off while you're drinking. I assume that sailors used to drink barefoot. If not, I can find no reasonable explanation for the following definition, which seems downright ungentlemanly. Vice Admiral of the Narrow Seas, a drunken man that pisses under the table into his companion's shoes. I mean, damn it all, that's hardly what you want to meet a probing toe at the end of the evening. Also, I don't quite see how one could manage to be a Vice Admiral of the Narrow Seas unless one had first picked up the shoe or had quite fantastic aim beneath the table.